All right, peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. I just want to come on real quick and give you a quick update about a situation that we've been following since the beginning of this week. Earlier this week, I got a call from the mother of this young lady right here, 27-year-old Sade Stevens, who is currently or was currently in the Anson Correctional Facility for Women in North Carolina. And that day, her mother sent me a copy of a letter, and this is the letter right here. I read that letter on air Monday, which details some abuse, intimidation, some assaults, and also some misconduct, by guards at the prison. And because of that, I had a lot of people call the Anson prison because the young lady was in a very dark place as it relates to her mental state and, quote unquote, wanting to harm herself. However, we made a lot of calls to that facility. We let them know that we were concerned about the treatment that our sister was receiving and some of the things that went on or is going on in Anson. And I do have an update, and I'm happy to say that our sister, as of 3/27/2025, yesterday, our sister Sade has been transferred from that prison to the North Carolina Correctional Institute for Women in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so I want to personally thank everyone who called that facility, who talked to the warden, who expressed concerns, because this really shows what a community effort can do or can produce when we pull together. Now, if you do know, one of the callers recorded a conversation with one of the staff members there, and they said that they know Taylor House is reporting this, and he's going to get what's coming to him, allegedly, according to that individual. So, nevertheless, we stayed persistent, and I spoke with the mother today, and she informed me that they told her that her daughter had been moved. So I went on the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections website, and I did see that as of yesterday morning, she has been removed. However, from my understanding, she's still in a segregated unit, and that's another concern that, with her being in seg, she's not able to receive phone calls, and she's only able to write letters. So her mother is still somewhat concerned of her well-being, being as though she has not talked to her. And, one of the callers yesterday who confirmed some of the treatment at those prisons said that they have been mistreating the young lady bad. They keep her in seg. For what reasons, I don't know. If you're not familiar with prison, segregation is, where they, house individuals who are having disciplinary trouble. Now, I did look up her infraction list. She's been in there 10 years, so I don't know, what relation of 40 infractions is that high or low for that amount of time. But some of the infractions, as she wrote in her letter, does coincide with some of the allegations that she made in her letter. Those allegations were certain CEOs or guards were involved in intimate relationships with her. One of the individuals who actually happened to call, and that individual was the CEO, Rashad Burns. She alleges that, one day when she would not submit to his advances, he assaulted her. And she also alleges that he was one of the officers who were bringing in some illegal substances for her. That is why she failed, one of her drug tests. However, this gentleman called and he denied the allegations. Once again, he sounded very sincere, but of course, nobody's going to admit that they're doing these things. And from my understanding, the prison staff had no idea that he called me, and so they may be trying to get ahead of his call. From my understanding, they wanted to speak with the mother's lawyer, and the reason I think that they wanted to speak with the mother's lawyer is because they want to speak with her lawyer to find out what her lawyer knows or what is being alleged, so they can kind of get ahead of it. Now, if you don't know Anson Prison was once a men prison in North Carolina where a lot of corruption was going on. And it was in 2018 that they moved the men out, and then they brought the women into that prison. Now, it's my understanding that, some of the administration has changed, but most of the staff has remained the same, which may contribute to this culture that several people have, kind of cooperated in regards to guards and inmates and, that behavior and guards doing things and people, they was kind of, I received a couple of messages from former CEOs saying, okay, well, you can't believe everything you hear, but, just 2 days ago, right here in Lenoir County, there is a couple of CEOs, I think, who were just arrested this week for bringing in substances for inmates. So I'm not linking or lumping all individual CEOs or people who are, prison staff in one particular category. But once again, I deal with a lot of people in prison. They have cell phones. They have all of these other things. So how are these individuals getting it in there? As one person stated, CEOs might make 25, 3,000, 4,000 a month. I don't know. But, imagine making that, but then you can make that in one day, 1 or 2 days by bringing in a cell phone, by bringing in, some illegalities. And so we all are human and we all fall victim to temptation. So for people to say that, these claims are outrageous, or, this individual is, trying to get to another facility, two things could be true at the same time. This inmate could have very well been, involved with the officer, and then she wanted to break it off and he didn't want to break it off. Then, she receives bad treatment. She may be very well be trying to get to another camp for some reason, but she also may be very well being treated bad. So, we have to take all of these letters with credibility. Because as I asked the individuals, if this was your relative in there, wouldn't you like to know, or wouldn't you like to feel that, this claim, these allegations were being taken seriously? So evidently, Anson Correctional Facility has, acquiesced to all of the requests to make sure our sister was safe. And I do want to say thank you to everyone who called that facility and, made their voice heard irrespective or in respects to our sister, to make sure that, she's been not maltreated and handled respectively and with care. So thank y'all so much. Remember the scripture. Remember those who are in bonds or in prison, just as if it were you yourself in prison. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Thank y'all once again. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings.